What's good, my ghouls and goblins? Taylor here with a little bit of a quick announcement. As I'm sure you could have gathered from the title of this episode, whether you're on the YouTube or the podcast app, Reely Scared will be taking a bit of a break. And I want to just take a moment to kind of give a little bit of information, some details about that, because I think you guys deserve that. You're always supporting us, and you deserve a little information for why we're going away. So it's true. We're going to be going on an extended hiatus. And when that will end, I don't really know, to be honest with you. It's kind of tentative to change. I can tell you that it's going to extend all the way through the month of July. There'll be no episodes in July. And perhaps, depending on what's going on after that, once we enter August, maybe we'll return then. But nothing's for sure. Nothing's set in stone. So for the sake of ease and, just to not make promises we can't fulfill, I'm just going to say subject to change. And why is this happening? It's not a bad thing. I just want to put that out right now. It's not a bad thing. It's just a necessary thing. This show really started as a sort of quarantine project. I feel like a lot of these podcasts and StreamYard shows, I said it before, I think they all kind of started at the same time because they all happened in a moment where we had an abundance of free time and energy, and it was really hard to know what to do with all that. And that's kind of what Reely Scared was born out of. Connor and I, we had this mutual passion, and we thought, let's work on this. Let's have some fun with this. Let's bring a little bit of some structure and energy to our lives and see where it goes. And I've said on the show before, I've always found it quite impressive knowing us that we've managed to kind of hit that every Thursday since last May of 2020 with relative consistency. But the other side of that is now life is not so free and open. There is not an abundance of free time and a lack of things to do and a lack of priorities. That's what happens as we sort of return back to normal. And that's what's happening right now. We both kind of independently found ourselves in a spot just by pure coincidence. Although we always talk about how Connor and I are sort of unconsciously on the same wavelength. And I think we were somehow wound up in that spot again. Well, we both just need to step down and step away and take some time. I've got a lot of things going on for me personally, and I'll only speak for myself, but chief amongst them is that I'm going to be moving in the next couple of weeks here. Next month, I'm going to be moving. And if you've ever moved before, you know what a intense and time-consuming and energy-consuming process that is, and obviously a huge priority. And it's going to be hard for me to figure out how something like Reely Scared fits in that routine because it's a lot of hard work. I don't know whether that sounds surprising to you or not, but it is hard work to put on this show. It's a lot of fun, but in order to make it fun and make it a high quality show, we got to put a lot of time in it, and that doesn't just include when cameras are on and we're streaming. It takes a lot of time, and so for me, I think I would struggle way too much in putting out the quality of show that I think this needs to be and should be and usually is, all while trying to figure out my new life routine. It's going to be a lot of moving parts, and a lot of things are going to be changing for the next couple of weeks. So for my sake and my sanity, I decided to bite the bullet and go ahead and take Reely Scared off the list of things to do for the time being. And I think that's going to be a good thing for both me and Connor. We'll be back, though. Let me say that. All this official language, it's scary. Tentative to change, hiatus, all that. Look, at the end of it, we're going to come back. I just can't promise when. Ideally, before the summer's over, but we'll come back when it's right for us to come back. Sorry for those who were looking forward to the future episodes we had coming up. Sorry to Paige, because this is the second time we've canceled her episode for Sinister. Apologies, we'll get her back in the hot seat before too long, I promise. Feel terrible about that. And we had a badass July lined up for you. We really didn't know until the last couple of weeks that this is something that was coming down the pipes for us. So we had a badass month lined up for you guys, and we had a lot of great guests and a lot of cool movies to talk about. So we will get back on track eventually and get those guests back on the show. But I just want to make sure I took a moment and just kind of explain what's going on, because I think you guys deserve it. And we're so thankful for the support that we've had. It's no secret. I say it all the time. It's a small little podcast. It really is. There's tons of movie podcasts. There's tons of horror podcasts. And if you landed on ours and thought it was worth your time and your attention and your energy, we're extraordinarily grateful for that. That's amazing. So thank you if you've watched, if you've been in the chat, if you've donated the Streamlabs, thank you if you've shared, retweeted, any of that. If you have supported this show in any respect, thank you very much for that support, because it really does mean a lot. For all the amazing guests we've had this year, it's funny. I like routinely kind of remember some of the guests we've had on and some of the episodes we've had where I'm like, wow, that was such a good time. That was so fun. And it's amazing that person agreed to come on. I have it all the time with basically every guest we've ever had. We've been able to collaborate and have so many of our friends on this show. And then likewise, we've made so many friends by having guests on this show. It's like we've met so many cool people and really had a great time this year. And some of the opportunities that have come out of this show, I would never have expected. Everything I'm doing online right now, there's a direct line between that and Reely Scared. So I couldn't be more grateful and appreciative of this show. Anybody who's given it any time, and just being able to sit up here with my brother Connor and talk about the stuff we enjoy. It's really that really kept me sane, through 2020, and now it's just something we get to do and enjoy a lot. And we 100% intend to do more of it. Just need to take a little time for ourselves, get things straightened out. And once we're back on track, we'll be back. We have no intention of stopping this show. Absolutely not. So we'll be back. In the meantime, though, hey, one of the things I love about this show is all the episodes we've done this year are evergreen in this new format. You can go back, say you missed one. Oh, I haven't seen that movie before. I don't want spoilers. I'm going to skip that one. Now you can go see that movie and you can go back and listen to the episode. You can go back in that catalog that live in our YouTube and the podcast apps, and they're always going to be there. So you can go back and check them out again, and they're going to be just as good as the day that we made them. And by the same token, we have so many amazing shows on this channel. We really do. We have so many great minds and personalities putting What Real Entertainment together. Obviously, you got Spin from the Reel Monday nights, our Schmodown After Show. Chris, Matt, and Shug put on I would say our flagship show. I'm so proud of everything they've achieved on that show in the last couple of months. They've grown so much. And I think it's amazing the amount of support they get. And if you aren't watching that, you really should. If you don't, even if you're like, I don't know, what's a Schmodown? View it through their lens. Check it out. Appreciate their passion for it and their commentary on it. And I think they're the best after show in the game. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think it's true. Go check them out. They're amazing, especially since they brought Shug in. We like to give Shug a hard time, but that he's brought so much more to that show, and they're doing incredible things over there. Friday nights we got Wrestle Reel with Nick and Chris. I haven't even really watched wrestling consistently in years, but I still listen to Wrestle Reel every single week because I just love hearing their thoughts on it and getting some of those news items and just laughing with that show. They're great. It's such an entertaining wrestling show. I can't recommend it enough. They're amazing. Saturday nights we got Saber Reels back. Toby Barkwell brought back Saber Reels. You'd love to see that. Our Star Wars show. It's incredible that there's so much Star Wars content week to week that you could do a show on it every single Saturday, but you can. They do Bad Batch reviews. They talk about news items, all sorts of cool ideas and thoughts on the Star Wars universe and everything that's going on in that world. So check it out. I'm super psyched they brought that back. And of course, Real Talk, the original show on this channel. They went back to their indie filmmaking spotlight format, which I think is awesome. They're always having different actors, producers, writers, directors, filmmakers, and artists on and spotlighting them and talking to them and getting to know them. And I think that's a great way to spend some time with somebody that more people should appreciate. I think it's an awesome way to, check it out. You might find one of your favorite new filmmakers along the way. Real Talk every Sunday. There's so much good stuff on this channel, and there's so much more great stuff to come. This channel is going to be evolving and changing in a lot of cool ways in the next couple of weeks and months. And I'm sorry to see Reely Scared potentially sit out some of those ways. But all the same, the channel is worth all your time, all your attention, all your support. Can't recommend it enough. There's a lot of amazing people on this channel, and I'm so proud of the work that they're doing and that I've been able to be a part of that along the way, and I can't wait to pitch back in. Obviously, going to be a pretty reduced role on the channel. I'm not going to say I won't be on it at all. Maybe I'll pop back in with some Twitch streams once in a while if I can find some time in my routine. I just finished Resident Evil Village. Got a lot of other games I like to play, so maybe I'll play some here and there. And you never know, I might pop in once in a while. But as it stands right now, I'm not going to have the time or the energy to really do Reely Scared as I think it should be done. And I know Connor's kind of in the same boat. So we're going to take some time off. I'm sorry if it's a letdown for anybody to hear. And by the same token, I appreciate that you're that passionate about the show and all the support you've given us thus far. It means the world, and we cannot wait to come back and do more great horror movie shows for you. We had a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool ideas lined up. So by all means, we're just going to put it on the shelf for a little bit, but don't you worry. We're going to take it back down, and we're going to party, and we're going to stay spooky like we always do. Thank you. We'll miss you. I'll miss doing this show, even just for a month or so. I'm going to miss it a lot. It's been like one of the few constants I've had in the last year and a half. It's been crazy time to be alive, right? But a lot of good changes coming for me personally. I just have to put this show on hold to let those take shape and take form, and then we'll see how does Really Scared fit back in there. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. But thank you for the support. Thank you for everything you guys do for this show. We can't wait to make more of it for you. Stay spooky out there, and we will see you next time. See you later.